Unchecked. Checkbox.
What is up, everyone?
Preview.
Welcome back to another live stream. We've been having bugs to start this live stream, so
Voiceover
bear
off.
with me. There, shut voiceover up. All right. I know I haven't been around much. Sorry about the hiatus, guys. I hope everyone's been having a wonderful holiday season. Whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, or if you're just ready to get into the Christmas spirit. I hope I'm live streaming now because this sucks. My stuff broke itself. Literally. I disappear. Well, I don't disappear, but I went off to do other things and things managed to break themselves while I'm gone. Always it does it. It never fails. Oh, so it wants to do it through there. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the trouble in the room. I finally caved in and got Starlink Mini. Shout out to Yellmapper for finally, well, Yellmapper and Wes for kind of convincing me, but I saw a deal on Best Buy back on Black Friday. The dish was 54% off. The original MSRP is $499. Well, the dish was $229. Now, this is a picture of it up on the roof. This was before I actually pointed the direction. If you live in Florida, the direction is zero, like due north, 0 degrees basically. It's very easy to align within the app because Starlink will tell you that it's a line. Um, it's very accessible with voiceover when you rotate the dish and stuff like that. But I'm going to be doing my 30-day review on Starlink Mini and my thoughts on it later on. But I wanted to tell y'all that yeah, it's this is my first time running satellite internet from Elon and Starlink, SpaceX, and I'm actually like impressed. Um, this was a few days ago when it was raining. You can see I got my Ubiquiti U7 outdoor outside on the top of my on the edge of my roof. This is a gazebo kind of thing that we built around my pool area, just like a roof with just a basic metal roof. I did not mount the Ubiquiti, of course, is mounted. That's screwed in because it's permanent. The Starlink dish is just sitting on its Starlink Mini dish stand. And even with the way I set up on that roof with 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, it has not decided to take flight. So we haven't had a Starlink Mini fly yet. And hopefully, knock on wood, that it doesn't happen. But so I got that all hooked up and got failover working for the Ubiquiti. So we are streaming on Starlink right now. And to confirm that, let me go over to here and open you up a speed test. So we'll do a speed test of Starlink. But I'm waiting for chat to chime in and then we'll get into my dilemma because I do have a dilemma this time with this live stream. And it involves me calling myself out. I hate when I put myself in these predicaments, but I owe it to y'all. So give me a sec. I have not updated this Mac yet to 26, by the way. Let me know how 26 is performing because I haven't updated yet. All right, so we're going to let it select a random server. I've noticed, depending on the server, they do throttle speed. So let's see what I get with this server. Ooh, that's a ping. They haven't updated the speed test app on the Mac. So 26 ping. We had a 700, a 176 jitter. That's a little rough. Starlink's having a bad time with upload right now. I don't know what server it's using. So I don't know what network this Mac is actually connected to because that's bad. That's bad speed. I get like 200 megs. Here. What network is my Mac connected to? Give me a sec. tell me based off of
App status menu. Audio OBS audio efficient short focus 6 Wi-Fi connected 3 bars. Status menu.
it says 3 bars of Wi-Fi. So
Download result 105 megabits per second.
there
Testing
we
upload.
go. That's more like it.
Upload result 23.
Yeah, see,
Test results.
I knew it was a fluke. So it's doing 105 by 23.9 right now. And that's what I typically see over speed tests. I've seen it, and it's sunny outside right now, but I've seen it go as high as 300 plus milliseconds, or not milliseconds, like megabits, and then do like 300 plus, and then also at the same time do up to 60 meg up. I've seen 400 one time on the dish, one time, but overall it's consistent depending on the speed test server and routing. It does a average of about 200 to 300 on the mini dish. I'm pretty sure the home dish does a little bit better in Northeast Florida slash North Florida. Hey Bobby, how are you doing? Yo, what up, official Tim Tech? How are you doing? Yeah, I had to take a little bit of a break. I've been working hard, trying to help my family with a lot of stuff. We run into a little bit of financial things, but I'm gonna get into the financial part about certain things. Because like I said, y'all just tuning in. This is the Starlink
Preview. Image
dish.
underscore 20. Voiceover off.
This is when I was just putting it up on the roof that on the 29th. I bought it from Best Buy. And then here's when it was raining. I sent this to Yelmapper. This was the image where it's up on the roof, pointed in the right direction, and then you can see my Ubiquiti U7 outdoor. Yes, Bobby, I still have Xfinity. Xfinity is my primary. I'm not getting rid of Xfinity. Now, if AT&T Fiber jumps over to my house, which is 400 feet away from my house right now, then I will cancel Xfinity. I am not getting rid of Xfinity. Starlink is a backup. What up, Samir? How are you doing? Janitor. I don't like how it's doing the at usernames now when I read the live chat off. So if you're new to the channel, I'm visually impaired. I cover Apple updates typically with and whatever tech products. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a different setup next year. For the tech channel, I want to get into a few things like a little bit of cybersecurity, and even sometimes cybersecurity now is getting a little political, and I don't want to get into politics, but I want to get into some technical stuff, and I'm looking into some stuff. Don't tell me that. That means I gotta make a video tonight, Samir. You really want to put me on the? Okay, that's cool. You can go DEFCON -1 and put me on the work shift. Go ahead. Go ahead, Samir. Thank you. Okay, now I'm gonna get into the Apple product problem. So I moved all my stuff from the Apple Care Plus subscription, which I bought for this MacBook that I'm streaming on, and I got my MacBook, my iPhone 16 Pro, my iPhone 17 Pro Max, my iPad Pro, and my Apple Watch Series 10. And I don't know if I got it for the AirPods. I don't think I did. I think they're still on the Apple Care Plus for now. But I got all that taken care of. I got a payout of $537.46 in Apple credit. Well, here's the problem. So when I told y'all I call myself out, I did. Remember when I posted the YouTube short, the famous I I I went to the Apple store. I remember when I did it, I made a video that got really popular. There we go. My control center moved. Okay. Well, I went through and when I got the when I went and got the phone, the 17 Pro Max, I said this following YouTube short. Roll the clip. Well, I'm at the Apple Store, and my first thoughts on this iPhone Air is, wow, that's nice and thin. So yeah, we are upgrading a phone today. Okay, so I didn't say it actually in that video, but here's the problem.
I haven't been posting that many videos on the tech channel. Sorry for the hiatus, everyone, but we're causing trouble today. Say goodbye to the iPhone 15 Pro Max and hello to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Here it is. But if I had money to spare, I would buy this. This is the iPhone Air. I'm impressed how thin this phone is. This is crazy. These are the display units, but I'm waiting on Apple. So yeah. Hello, iPhone 17 models. I haven't been posting that many.
Okay. So now that I served it, I have the iPhone 16 Pro right now. They're giving me $550. They actually went down $30 in trade-in since October. This is what I hate. So I got $537.46 in trade-in. I'm gonna let the audience decide. iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone Air, or iPhone 17. What do y'all think? I'm gonna pull up live chat and we're gonna look through everything. I hate doing this to myself. I really do. This sucks. This sucks. Yeah, official Tim Tech. Yeah, if you go through and you upgrade from the Apple Care Plus, like say you bought a bunch of Apple devices and you put the Apple Care Plus subscription on them, they give you a credit in a gift card. It doesn't go back to your payment method unless you probably go into store, and they might be able to do it within store via like an Apple Manager or whatever override. But I did it online and it gave me including my and it paid me in my tax form. So it paid me back the actual taxes for my municipality. And I got 500, for all the devices, I got a total of $537.46. Now, the problem is, I have two Apple IDs. I have one for my personal life, and then I have one when I do the tech channel and stuff like that. And I also have a few people that are really close friends of mine are part of a family plan. Well, it's $537. I'm going to be losing equity in that money if I let the Apple subscriptions chew at it.
At official Tim Tech. No way cool phone expressionless face. Button. At official Tim Tech. So dope hands raised in celebration. Button. At official Tim Tech. I missed the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Button.
Oh, the 15 Pro Max was a good phone. It just ran hot. I'll compare to the 17 Pro Max, the 15 Pro Max ran hotter. They needed to add a vapor chamber cooling all the way back to the iPhone 13. And yes, you Android people, you are correct.
At official Tim Tech. I'm impressed as well. Button.
I am too. Hold on, give me one sec. Okay, let me pick up some stuff and move because I'm moving to my office. I'm out in the main living area. No, so
Learn more.
let's
Air.
Jennifer says air. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly because it's doing the at usernames and I don't like that. And I don't know why YouTube's doing that.
At official Tim Tech. iPhone Air baby. Button.
Okay, we got two iPhone Airs.
iPhone mobile phone. Selfie. Air. Button.
Okay, we have, like I said, we have two votes for the Air, and then
At official Tim Tech. Hi Jen, I haven't seen you live for a bit. Button. At Jennifer. Tim, you mean me? Button. At emotes.
all right, Samir, what do you think? iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17, or iPhone Air? Let's see.
Chat message at Jennifer. At official Tim Tech. Hi Jen, I have.
I wish that more people were on the live chat. Let me see if Apple dropped iOS 26.2 today, surprisingly, because that would mean I'd have to immediately go in the studio and start shooting videos. And I don't know if this is on developer. Let me check. Yeah, it was on developer. Okay. So, nope, there's no public updates. At first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, snap, no. But it's on developer. Let's see. What do y'all think about the little ass thing, like the little AI thing that Google now put in the YouTube app? What do y'all think about it? I need to tweet this out on X and post it in the groups. All right, so we're voting. iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17, or iPhone Air. We already have 2 votes for iPhone Air. I basically get the iPhone Air for free, by the way. Live. Posting it to X. I normally update X really quickly, but this time I didn't. So I'm showing the splash screen of the Starlink mini dish on my I guess you'd call it a lanai, but it's not tied to my house, so it's more like a like a gazebo kind of thing. So it's more like a gazebo. Literally. There we go. Alright, now I got the live chat pulled back up. Yeah, it's fluctuating in live chat. How's Starlink doing? Let's see. Let's do another. While we're waiting on people, let's do a speed test on Starlink again. Let's blow it up. I went through like over 500 gigs already in 8 days, 9 days. Oh, and you're supposed to get a month free, by the way. Guess what? Starlink did me dirty. They charged me $115 after 7 days. But then they turn around that same day, later on in the day, apply the credit for $165 to get it free. So guess what I'm doing? I'm going to go back to Comcast as primary because Comcast is doing pretty good. And then I'm going to keep it as backup with the $5 add-on for a while so I can milk the living daylights out of those credits. Because if you want to charge me $115, not apply my credits that's not cool, Starlink. That was not cool. Not cool at all. But hey, I get the one up. Let's see. Hey, that speed test is not buffering that bad. That speed test wasn't buffering. It wasn't lagging. It was handling the actual speed testometer for download and upload pretty good. That's crazy. You're going up to space and coming down to a base station. The IP block that I have here for Florida, all my stuff's routed to Miami. Like it messes with Hulu, it gives you Miami everything. I wish like because I'm closer to Jacksonville than I am Miami. I wish it would give me a Jacksonville IP address or somewhere close to that, something like maybe Orlando, maybe Jacksonville, maybe Tampa, something a little bit closer. Tampa's still far, but nope, it decides we're going to crash. Something went bye-bye. Hopefully the Starlink didn't just crash on me when I was talking mad smack about it. My phone's acting weird. No, it's YouTube being YouTube. But I'll say this, the ping is very consistent while live. I'm gonna upload 100 gigs tonight because I gotta upload a podcast. And the podcast, the way I export them, I either sometimes like to use H.265 or I'll use Apple ProRes 422 Proxy Media. Proxy Media has a quicker export, so I think I'm gonna have some fun, and we'll have to see what happens. Let me check my latency right now. I noticed Comcast has buffer bloat problems. Like it sits at 13, 11 milliseconds, but as soon as I start uploading a video file, shoots up to 40 to 150 milliseconds. awful. 30 ping? 26? I mean, I'm not hitting it hard, so we'll see what happens tonight. When I have to upload that podcast for a channel I work for. So we'll have to see. Don't break on me, live chat. So we're right now sitting at 2 iPhone Air votes, and everything else is 0. So looks like I'm getting the iPhone Air. So that's what it looks like right now. iPhone Air. Did anyone snag any deals for Black Friday? Because when it came down to Apple products and other like tech stuff, I didn't see nothing really good. I mean, the only deal I saw was the MacBook Air was down. The M4 was down from $999 to $749 on Amazon, but it was the 13-inch computer, which is not bad. That's a really good price, and it was only during that Black Friday. And then the the seller that had the items, they sold out. So if you snagged one, that's good. And you're getting a lot for the M4, and then of course the M1 MacBook Air being special but crazy good deal. And M1 is still very powerful in a Mac to this day, even though it is an older chip, it's still powerful. Um, I, I heard it was like 150 or something at like Walmart, and I was like, Jesus. I was talking to my friend Justin, and he was like, yeah, it was a good price. Let's see. But that's good. That's good that there was some Black Friday deals. But the only thing I saw worthy was the Starlink, and it was kind of on my wish list too, to be fair. So I kind of wanted it. I'm gonna check out your channel. No, I wanna go to channel. See, I'm gonna check out your channel. Gene G. Yeah, see, it was weird. I've seen you around, Gene. Sorry. It just the live chat's using the usernames right now. I don't like that feature. That's annoying. But I hope you're doing good, Gene. But yeah, I even took I don't know if anyone noticed, but I even took a break from Sneed's live streams. Sneed Mobile Tech. I even took a break from his lives and stuff like that. I needed to regroup. I needed to help my family with some stuff and help them with help my sister and her husband and kids and stuff like that. And I just needed to do some stuff. That's good. I'm glad you're doing great. Yeah, I like Carlos and them, like internally we have a little hangout group where we talk and chat and stuff like that, and I haven't even been in that much. So I haven't really been talking much. If you're just joining me, these are the speed test results of the Starlink Mini. There's the dish before I pointed it. I did not mount it anywhere. It's just sitting on its stand. And then there's the actual dish up on the roof next to my AP. Ran wires down, including Ethernet cables that go to a flex switch. Flex switch carries all my backyard stuff, including my cameras, that AP, and all my switch activities of networking in my backyard as one trunk to the port 7 on UDMSC. And then I made Starlink as a third-party gateway, and then I plugged it in via Ethernet jumper cable from port 1 to port 2 on Ethernet, and then isolated it as its own designated VLAN, and then made failover. So Comcast is still my primary, and Starlink is my secondary. So when Comcast is not working, it goes over to Starlink, and when Starlink's, when Comcast is working and Starlink doesn't need to be active, I put on standby, which I'm putting on standby in December. It goes in standby on December 27th. But it's handling it really good. Like, we get hit by a hurricane and, power communication is very minimum. And Comcast is down. Like, I've had Comcast go down for 18 hours before, 24 hours. I mean, my other house, you can't even get cell service in it. That's on my property. I have two homes. This, my parents, my grandparents believed in, multi-family unit kind of things, and when houses were cheap in the late '90s in Florida, you could buy that. You could do that. Oh, we have a transition where it's transitioning between satellites, as you can see the speed fluctuating, or there's a cloud too, because the sun went away. Well, that's what it's doing. It's cooking with gas. Like, Starlink's pretty good. It's consistent. It's not going to be cable speed fast. Like, like I've seen it do 40 up. Yes, I've seen it as fast as coax, but it's not going to be doing blazing 1, 2 gigs and 300 plus up yet. I mean, it's going to in the future, probably here in the next probably 5 years. But I mean, this is what, 57.7 down by 22.2 up. That's a good failover and backup when after a hurricane. So it's not bad. Well, we got so far iPhone Air. We have two more. We have two iPhone Airs. No, I don't want to send it to her. Let's see. No. There. All right. I'm sending it to people. But once again, here's my Starlink dish. I'm going to do a video on this. Pretty sure y'all probably want that. My thoughts and opinions on Starlink. I'm going to do that. It's pretty good. I'm not. And yeah, I could have got, like, say FWA. Verizon's doing okay here. It gets ultra wideband. It maxes out about 300 by about 20. But, what happens if fiber goes offline? The one thing I've seen that actually was pretty reliable with when I do emergency management work with the hurricanes in the summertime in Florida is we all, we do have in our government stuff, they do use a lot of Starlink. They even have Starlink at the pods for when people need food, after a hurricane, stuff like that, when we had Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene. See, that's good. I look for that upload. 27.5 megabits upload is still enough to get a 4K stream out. And you could compress it still. You can compress it down to 10 meg and you still be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna probably end this soon here. I only wanted to stream for about 35, 40 minutes, and then I got to do some other stuff. It's a busy day. I'm in the middle of my work day for my area. I got to work on some logistic stuff for a podcast and work on some other stuff for other people. I want to do the ultra low latency test. I'm probably going to do that before we before December. So there will be live streams. There will be more. I'm probably going to do a end of the year live stream where we wrap up 2025. Probably probably around the 15th. Let's see, when's the 15th? The 15th of Monday, I believe it is. Probably either the 15th or the 15th. because I will be home and I'll be around. The 21st, I'm probably going to be doing some stuff. And then, I mean, I could do it the 27th, or not the 27th, the 28th, but I don't want to. We'll see what my schedule has. Either the 15th or the 28th, I'll do a interview cap on just live, live streaming how the tech channel evolved and take y'all's constructive criticism and feedback because I'd like it.
YouTube video chat message in.
Am I going to upgrade to Tahoe? Yeah, I'm going to eventually. I just haven't done it yet because there are certain things that are not working, like VMware Fusion to run Windows. It's not doing good right now. I got to talk to a friend that has it on Tahoe and stuff like that because I do run Windows from time to time. Right now I'm on Mac OS 15.7.2. So I'm up to date. I'm just not on Tahoe. But I'm gonna upgrade probably before the end of the year. I'll bite the bullet and upgrade here in the next few days. I just got to make sure everything's working that I use. Like OBS is working fine. That's what I'm using the live stream right now, OBS Studio. I got to make sure all my stuff works. And as long as everything works, then I'll upgrade. Um, would I recommend someone upgrading to Tahoe if they got a M4 Air? If you're not using VMware Fusion and everything, if you have time to set up an APFS volume, if you feel like being very nerdy and technical, you could set up a APFS volume and run Tahoe through there and see how it's doing. But the other thing I would recommend doing is just looking around on the internet, and I'm gonna ask a few people that are running it on the. I got a person running on M3, and then I got another person running it on an M1 Pro. So I'll ask around. Because you run Ubuntu through VMware Fusion, until I can confirm that it's fixed, I wouldn't upgrade right now. Yeah, I wouldn't upgrade to VMware Fusion or not VMware Fusion. I wouldn't upgrade to that to the new Mac OS. Let's go to channel. I hate this feature. I wouldn't upgrade to Tahoe right now till I can confirm. Yo, what up, Carlos? Show. I don't know why I got the sir, you need a vote, sir. iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17, or iPhone Air. Which one should I get Friday? Sir, we have 2 iPhone Airs votes. We have 0 iPhone 17 Pro votes, and we have 0 iPhone 17 votes. I didn't think I was going to do this. But hey, I gotta, y'all, the audience, I opened myself up to this one. I said what I said, and I said it when I said we were creating chaos at the Apple Store back in October. I said exactly that we would get the that if I had money to play with, the iPhone Air would be my next option behind the 17 Pro Max. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got the 17 Pro Max. I upgraded my 15 Pro Max. Carlos, creating chaos in the world. Sir, you gotta vote. Come on, this is a voting live stream, sir. The people need to speak. Oh, nice, you got the entry offer. So I traded in my iPhone um 15 Pro Max with $520 credit. I'm glad I did it because I checked this morning. They dropped it. It's now $470 in trading credits. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, I got $559 back because of a 7.5% tax in Jacksonville. Because that's the Apple store I go to. I went through and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna upgrade. And then I went to go look and check the iPhone trade-in for the 16 Pro dropped from 580 at launch when they launched the 17 model devices. Now it's 550. They just did a credit drop on them. Well, sir, we getting a free iPhone out of Apple. So I know you're late to the channel, but what happened is I cashed in on all the insurance payouts for the moving from the Apple Care subscription. Well, it wasn't even a subscription. I bought the 2-year, buckets. Well, it went from Apple Care Plus 2 years to the new Apple One insurance. And they paid out my MacBook, they paid out my iPad Pro, my iPhone 17 Pro Max, and or not my 17 Pro Max, my iPhone 16 Pro, and my Apple Watch. That lead to $537.46 via Apple credits. And then I get $550 before taxes out of the iPhone 16 Pro if I trade it in. The iPhone 16 Pro's got almost 500 cycles at 91% battery health. I have that phone right here. I'll screen share. Okay, but we got Carlos. So we got 3 votes for the iPhone Air. Yeah, the RAM I've noticed. I've heard about that. That the iPhone with the iPhone models with 12 gigs of RAM run better than the iPhones with let's see. Yeah, the iPhone that iPhone runs better than the other one. What in the world went south with my control center? Let's see. Hmm. What in the world happened? My control center went sideways. That's nice. I can't cast to the Mac. Alright, well, I'll read it out then. Okay, bought the phone in October 2024. I have 91% battery health. And I have a lot of charge cycles on this phone, surprisingly. 490 cycles. That's a little rough. So I have 490 cycles. And he says Air, no. The Air has A19 Pro. It's got 12 gigs of RAM. It's not my primary phone, guys. The iPhone Air would be my secondary. My primary is my 17 Pro Max, and then whatever. I don't know why he's obsessed with Jews. This is I guess Carl's going through one of his weird moments. You know. Oh, he said he don't like them. So, I mean, the country we both live in is, free country. I mean, it is what it is. I'm that person where unless you bother me, I don't have a problem with you. And we could have a discussion privately, or I could have a discussion later about certain things. I mean, I don't like certain government entities doing what they do in the world. I don't like certain things the United States does. I don't like certain things that other countries do. And a lot of my colleagues would view me as pretty libertarian, but that is about as far I'm gonna go about that one. So we got oh, that was the wrong channel I wanted to select. I don't like this at usernames. It's reading out the usernames. This well, Google, why'd you have to break something for once? Go to channel. Prod. I hope I'm pronouncing your name. Prod Deep. You say no to the air. Which iPhone would you vote for? Even though I kind of see where everything's going. It's a free iPhone out of Apple. I'm not paying out of pocket. If I get the 17 Pro or the Air or the 17, they're eating the money. They literally are eating the money. And that's fair. That's on you, Carlos. I mean, I more power to you as a person. I personally like I said, I try to stay out of extreme stuff in cultures and stuff like that. Try to stick to myself. It's not because I'm being, protective of what I do in my surroundings. It's because I personally, guys, I don't like what's going on in the world. There's so much hate, there's so much evil going on between religious groups, the difference between state and church and stuff like that, that people evolve politics and religion into the same category, and the United States is 100% guilty of that. And I don't like that. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God, and stuff like that. And I have my beliefs. I don't actively go to the church and whatever, but that's my stance on the whole religion stuff, the whole religion shindig. I hope everyone can respect me for that. That's how I see things. It's a touchy subject for all. He says 17 Pro. All right, so we have three Air and one 17 Pro. Well, y'all can only vote once. And don't be going and getting other Google accounts and YouTube channels and bot in the chat. If I suddenly see a flood, we're gonna deny them like packets to a server. Packet deny, literally. And like I said, I'm not paying for it. If I get the Air or I get the 17 Pro, Apple's paying me for the trade-in of the iPhone 16 Pro, and then they have to eat it because they're basically what? Well, I wanna, if it truthfully, like Carlos said, it's the holiday season. If I don't like the Air, Apple's got to refund me for it if I don't want it. I'm gonna eat the 16 Pro trade in, but if I don't like the Air and I go and want to trade it in, swap it out for whatever reason, you have through I believe January to get a payout. A tax on the $550. It comes out to $623.50. So that's how much money I have sitting with Apple if I trade in. So I like I said, I'm not taking a net loss in the end. It's more of Apple gave me a favor and then I one up them with the 16 Pro trade in. And then of course, the little visor on the back of the phone for the 17 Pro would be about, awkward a little bit too. I said, it's one of those things where I'm looking through everything and seeing. I mean, I liked the Air when I was in the store, and it would be a secondary phone. It wouldn't be my primary either. I have no choice. I have to spend the credits, Carlos. I have no choice. If I don't spend them now within the next by the 20th, it goes towards an Apple subscription and I start losing money in value. So that's a no-no. So we got 3 Airs and one 17 Pro. And I got a 17 Pro Max. And Pradeep, I appreciate your vote. I really do. But I agree with you about the weight distribution, how, with the little visor on the top, it would feel weird, but I want to see how it is. I want to see it. Another reason why I kind of why I'm leaning towards the Air is because I want to see how the C1X modem compares to the X80 Qualcomm modem. And like, Sneed and everyone's going to comment, guys, the amount of times I'm near millimeter wave is very rare. Like I went to a concert in Tampa twice this year. That's the only time I've been around millimeter wave. 2 times in 365 days a year. So that's 363 LTE. And I can't go and take care of the iPhone trade and all that until Friday. I'm around satellite internet more than I am millimeter wave. That's rough. All right, it's 2:53 p.m. on the East Coast, and I gotta sneeze. Achoo! Oh, I hate this cold. I hate the cold weather outside right now. It's a wet cold. It was a wet cold this morning. It's dried out now, but it sucked. I like how the voice isolation messed it up. So, yeah, it's a wet, humid cold. It sucks. It's not dry. Let's see, what is it right now? 66% humidity. It's 58 degrees right now. This is in Fahrenheit with a dew point of 46.9. Yeah, 6 to 14. No, thank you. And it's cloudy right now. There's cloud cover. That's in my backyard. This is satellite. Satellite. My Comcast does 940 by 40. Here, I'll do another speed test. Let's see what it gets right now. It's hanging. Yeah, there's a bad cell over me right now. That's the part that's the problem. It's bad. It has its spots,